So we got our city all set up. Let's bring in the tornado. Let me just turn off the visualizer here. In fact, I'll go in here, just go there so we're not calculating the simulation. Okay, drop down another geo, call this tornado. All right, jump inside, drop a file, and go ahead and locate the tornado cache. Okay, so you can see here this is going from 145 to 350. So all right, on the first frame we'll get an error, but if we move ahead to somewhere later, after 145, there we can see the tornado. We can't see much now, but if we just drop a distant light and change the lighting, or if I just press enter, we'll drop it in the middle, doesn't matter where it is. There we go, we can see it a bit better now. Okay, and if I just play through this a little, you can see it's going in the wrong direction also, where I want it going in the other direction, so it sucks. The effect is that it's sucking the agents into it. All right, so we need to do a couple of things to address that. So I'm going to drop first a time warp. Okay, connect that up. And so the input frame range again is this 145 to 350. So we drop that in here, 145 to 350. And to get the reverse, we just put 350 to 145. Okay, so then it will do the same, but just in the opposite direction. Okay, and then to bring it to the first frame, just drop a time shift. And I will add a plus 145, I believe, should bring it back to the beginning for us. Just like that. Okay, so there we got our tornado working perfectly. And by the way, this actual tornado sim was made in the first Renaissance course, the first part of the course, right? So if you want to make this tornado sim and also the fracture that we use in the second part of this week, they were both made in the first part of the Renaissance course. So check that out if you want to make them for yourself. I highly recommend it. Okay, cool. So let's place this somewhere more reasonable and obviously on the ground. So let's grab, if we turn on view all objects, we can see the city. And then, oops, let's drop a transform. I'll drop in some values to put this in a better location. I'm also going to scale it up a bit, make it a bit bigger, bring it down to the ground, 7.6. Okay, there we go. Just so it's not, there's no gap at the bottom. And then I'm going to move it 14 this way and 21 this way. So the camera will be around here. The tornado is going to be moving towards us with all the agents running in this direction and being sucked up into the tornado. So let's add the animation also to the tornado. So if I drop a transform here, let's name these. Call this reverse. That's spelled wrong, isn't it? No, that's correct. Yeah, reverse. Time shift to, I don't know, frame. Put first frame. Transform. Start. Pause. Position. And this one will be animation. Okay, so we'll take the make sure that we get the pivot. So you can see that the pivot is not in the center. So I'm just going to drop $CEX $CEY, $CEZ to put my pivot point in the center of the object. Okay, and then on the first frame set a keyframe in X, right? And then I'm going to let me set this to manual for a moment, so I don't want this calculating. And yeah, we're just going to do 200 frames, I think. Apply that. Go to the last frame. Okay. And I'm going to move this to -30. Alt on that. Okay, and then let's see if we can visualize that. Oh, let's make sure we turn off these agents because they're doing weird stuff. Just turn off that. There we go. So that just kind of moves forward slowly there. And again, our camera will be like here. So that just gradually comes forward and sucks up all the humans. Good, so we'll just drop down a null here. So this is what we'll visualize. Out render. So what we also need is some way of guiding those agents around. Okay, so one thing you can do is use this volume directly to, the velocities of this volume to push the agents around. But the actual size of the volume is quite small. So once they pass out to this box, they won't be following that velocity anymore. So we're just going to generate our own kind of velocities. We're going to make a curve basically. So, which represents the tornado. So what I'm going to do is come here and go to delete geometry, but keep the points, okay? Because we have a point which represents the volumes there. And we've still got 7 points, one for each of the volumes, right? And that conveniently gives me a point in the center. See, we got density, velocity, temperature, heat, and fuel. We don't need any of that. I just want a point. We still got 7, so I'm just going to delete. Oops, not detangle. Delete the point and just keep 0, which is the first point. Delete non-selected points, and there I've just got the 1 point. Okay. And what I'm going to do is use this point to. I'm going to copy a line onto this point, a curve, and then use that to generate my forces. Let's name these delete vol, and here I'll say ISO. I'll just put 1 point, and then I'm going to drop a angle just to move this point to the ground. Now this point will move, will translate with the. You can see that with the tornado. Okay, so but I do want it on the floor, so we need the position of Y to be 0. Simple as that. And drop it. That will drop it to the ground, but it won't affect the rest of the transformation. And then so as I said, I want a line. Okay, and this line will be, I'm going to hide this city now, we don't need to see it. Hide other objects. Okay, this line will be in the center, so the length of this needs to be longer. Let me see the tornado. Let's see if I do this. Yep, and then spacebar on 2 or 3. There we go. You can see both. And I'm just going to increase the length until it's closer to the tornado. About 25 meters is good. Okay, with 2 points, and everything else is fine. I want it at the center, because then if I copy it over, copy to point. Use this as my point and visualize that. Let's see. Oh, I've got attribute copy. My mistake. Copy to points. There we go. And then we should have the line kind of in the same, a similar place to the tornado. Okay, and they'll follow along as the tornado moves. Right. There we go. You see, they move together. So now I can use this line to generate my velocities to drive the agents. Okay, so I'll call this out curve. Great.